Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. It's 6 questions in less than 9 minutes because leaders know how to be concise. Well, let's jump right into it. First question, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, thanks, Sean, for having me. My name is Judah Phillips, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Squark. We're a software as a service company that enables marketing analysts and marketing leaders to predict what will happen in the future with their business. We do that with supervised machine learning. So fundamentally, we offer annual licenses for predictive analytics and machine learning for marketing.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you. Question number 2, what's the best thing about working with a team?
I think working together to achieve shared outcomes and goals.
Love that. Thank you. Question number 3. I hear from other leaders of teams that it can be a challenge to get team members engaged. Tell me your thoughts.
Well, I think it depends on the size of the team. And so I don't disagree with that, but I also don't agree completely. I think you need to set goals, whether they're big, hairy, audacious goals or, they're day-to-day goals. A great way to get the team engaged is to do a morning stand-up meeting. So at Squark, every morning, we meet with the core executive team, in theory for 15 minutes or less. It sometimes goes for a lot longer than that. But that enables us to align for the day-to-day and figure out what we're going to do to bring forward our shared goals and accomplish our outcomes.
Oh, great suggestion. Thank you. Question number 4. What other successful team leaders, such as yourself, should be on my podcast?
Oh my goodness, there's so many. I would encourage you to talk to a good colleague of mine, Yasha Kakis-Wolf, the former CMO of Mozilla and the current president of Lytics. I'd love to see Yasha on here. I'd also encourage you to try to invite Joshua James from Domo, who I know is located a little bit closer to you out there in Utah.
Yes.
He really knows how to build companies and succeed with them.
Fantastic. Thank you for those suggestions. Question number 5. What piece of advice would you give to other professionals who are leading teams?
I think you need to be a generous listener. I think you need to be, a motivator and have a positive attitude, right? Positive attitude changes everything, right? It's called pacing. And I think you need to have open and honest communication with a sense of urgency.
Love that. Thank you. 6th and final question. Tell us about your first job.
Well, my first job really was, selling, lemonade in theory as a child, your typical entrepreneur story. But the first, part-time job I really ever got where I had to fill out legal forms was at a clothing store in the mall named D-Jazz, which was like a chess king, in the late 80s. My first, full-time opportunity was when I was graduating high school. Before I was a freshman in college, I worked for Nabisco. And what I did is I managed the routes for the full-time sales representatives who delivered and stocked cookies and crackers in grocery stores and convenience stores and large retail stores. So during the summer, throughout most of my college career, I ran these large teams on behalf of these full-time workers, which was good. I got a good salary at the time, and I got a lot of free cookies and crackers too. And I realized that I didn't want to do that for my life. And with the rise of the internet in the early to mid 90s, I completely directed my career in that direction. And here we are today. So my favorite job is the job I'm doing right now. There's nothing like coming up with a vision, executing it, and building commercially viable software that, you've sold across the globe. It's really rewarding and love to do it.
Oh, that's great to hear. Well, thank you for sharing that. And thank you, Judah, for being on the podcast today. How can people find you?
Well, you can check us out at squarkai.com. I'm Judah at squarkai.com. I also am at Judah on Twitter, though I'm not that engaged on the Twitter stream. I've just been there long enough to get my first name. And I'm also on LinkedIn quite a bit. So Judah Phillips on LinkedIn. So feel free if anyone wants to talk about predictive analytics and machine learning or expand on some of the themes that we talked about today. I'd love to hear from you on any of those channels.
Fantastic. Thank you. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, you can find our other posts on LinkedIn at Blue Sky Business Consulting. Have a great day.